stop and watch, because what you're
Hey everyone, it's Rob with Passport to the Parks. Sorry, that was probably pretty loud just jumping in there like that. I do apologize. But hey everyone, it's me, it's Rob with Passport to the Parks, and it is Tuesday, June the 16th, and it's a beautiful day here in Central Florida. I was actually out doing yard work today. Felt good to be outside, felt good to be doing that, but I am pretty pooped from doing that as well. I was landscaping the yard, doing the mulch, weeding and bushes, trimming bushes and all that stuff, and just all kind of fun home owning things that we get to do. We actually do have an HOA here in Florida. I'm already off topic of what we're doing here tonight, but we have an HOA here, and if you're not familiar with what those are, we came from the north, from Ohio, and HOAs really weren't that prevalent up there. And when we moved down here, we started having to deal with HOAs. Many of you may deal with them or you may not. But they are supposed to, we pay fees to the Homeowners Association, the HOA, for them to do certain things around the neighborhood to keep things nice and to provide security and also take care of our landscaping. And we've been having a lot of issues to where they are not taking care of the landscaping like they should. So I'm out there doing most of it, and we're actually going to be doing some voting for some new leadership and actually going into hopefully vote out having to pay for the landscaping anymore. So if you do move down to Florida, that is one thing that you will definitely run into is it's like HOA central down here. So, and you have to pay monthly fees, quarterly fees to live in a lot of these neighborhoods. So kind of a pain in the neck, but it is what it is, and we're working on that. But like I said, I was out doing that today, but now I came in, cooled off a little bit, got a nice glass of water, and we are going to get underway. I thought we would have some fun kind of going through, since we've all been obviously quarantined for so long and the world is starting to open up a little bit. We probably spent a lot of time on these streaming services, Disney Plus, Netflix, and I'm going to throw Hulu in there too, just to be fair, because Disney Plus and Hulu are sort of a package deal now that you can get. And without Hulu, I don't think Disney Plus is a very robust platform to use. So, but we'll get into that as we go on. But I thought we would kind of go through and take a look at the platforms, maybe touch on, what did I say, the interface itself, who has the better interface as far as usability, just the sheer ease of using it, the media players, those kind of things, the price levels, what do you get versus what you pay for, and just the overall library, the the content that you would get with Hulu or with Disney Plus or with Netflix. So I thought we would have some fun with that. And then obviously we're going to talk about what you guys like to watch, what I like to watch, and what's the preference, what's worth getting and what's worth not having. So I do see a lot of people coming on here. Modern Warfare, thank you so much for being here. We have both for now, so you have Netflix and Disney Plus, which a lot of people probably do. But we'll have to see when the last of Disney is pulled from Netflix and Disney fully acquires Hulu. If they join them, I would probably drop Netflix at that point. Yeah, that's kind of what's up in the air right now, is the fact that Hulu and Disney Plus are sort of separated right now, and a lot of the 20th Century Fox properties are over on Hulu. So you're kind of flip-flopping back and forth between the platforms. So that's kind of a bummer as of right now. Wendy, welcome. I have to do Spectrum Cable. Our internet goes out or down often, so I won't pay for anything like that, at least with cable I still have. So you're not paying for the streaming services at all. See, a lot of people do that. They don't prefer, to fork out the money if they already have cable or they have DirecTV. Some people love to have both. Some people just prefer one or the other. It all depends on what your taste is and what you prefer. The official Trevor, welcome. I like Disney Plus more than Netflix. Anyone else like that more? Cape 6, thank you for being here, and always thank you for being a moderator. I do appreciate that. Cape 6, I'm a bad Disney fan. I don't own Disney Plus or any streaming service for that matter. I've got YouTube and great channels like Passport to the Parks to get my fix. Yes, well, you can come on here. We'll get some glimpses of Disney Plus and some glimpses of Netflix. And maybe if you like one or the other, maybe you'll jump on board and do that. We'll see. Peter, welcome as well, my friend, and thank you for being a moderator as well. I do appreciate that. Who else do we got here? Sometimes it's hard for me to see this. I do apologize. Purple Tink, Cape, what is your YouTube channel? Let's see, Cape 6. I think she's saying that she has Cape 6 has YouTube, and they just watch YouTube. I don't think that they actually have their own channel. I don't upload anything anymore. I want to, but don't have the time. Yeah, actually having a YouTube channel is a lot of work. Obviously, there's a lot of time and effort that goes into it. You really have to stay consistent with things. And I'm not the greatest with that as well. There's sometimes where I sort of drop off and just life gets in the way. And then you get back on and you start having fun again. And, they do crazy things like close all the parks for 3 months. And, there's not much to do at that point. So sometimes you're searching for content. Tyler, welcome. Thank you for being here. Let's see, Purple Tink, I had a couple hundred videos from the Disneyland and Disney World of the shows, parades, and fireworks. That would be cool to see. I would love to check that out. Disney Houston's. I remembered. Hello, Rob. Can't wait to get back to Disney. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, doing great. Can't wait to get back to Disney as well. A little nervous to go back into the parks on a frequent basis. Obviously, with everything still going on, it's still kind of a crazy world we live in. So we'll see as we go how much we do that, how much we get into the parks, and some of the safety issues that we're going to have to take once inside the parks. Let's see. Rob, I need a home in Golden Oaks. Yeah, that would be great if I can get into Golden Oaks. I think the minimum house in there is $1 million. So, yeah, maybe one day we'll get there. JW Doll, so glad to see you as well, my friend Matt. Good evening. How are you doing? I'm doing great. The official Trevor. Yes, I have Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN package. So do we. We have the package deal. And we have, I believe, the standard of Netflix. But again, we'll get into that. Disney Houston, Cape 6, I agree. We can come stay with him. My husband and I were looking at them a few weeks ago. Noel, slideshow, sorry, reaction video. Hey Rob, love your channel, and you play awesome parks videos. That is awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm glad you enjoy the videos. Hope you got to see the footage of the Disney Skyliner that I put up just a little bit ago. They were running that the other day. I believe that they did put it back. I haven't heard that they ran it back out on the line, but they did have it out for one day, doing some testing with that. So hopefully we'll be able to see some Disney Skyliner action as the parks do begin to open. That would be pretty awesome. Let's see, Rob, I have Disney Plus, and I watch Disney Plus a lot. Street Cred, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, everyone. Each service has good documentaries, so this is a tough one. Yeah, I think in the end, it's going to be just a matter of preference, and I think a lot of people may lean towards Disney Plus just out of nostalgia and just out of being a Disney fan, which I try to steer clear of. I'm looking for overall best value in content, and what I do like to spend a lot of time on. I'm a huge Disney fan as well as are all of you, and I love some of the Disney content, the older stuff that they put on Disney Plus. But it could be a little more robust. But again, I'm jumping ahead here. We'll get into all that. Jack, Santa Claus, Logan, hello. 101 Dalmatians, the series on Friday. I did not hear about that. So is that something new that's coming out? I would love to check that out, actually, if that's going to be a series. That's cool. Chris Klar, welcome. Marcia, hello from Indiana. Thank you for being here. Brian B, just done making my reservation for October 2021. That's going to be perfect. That is definitely the 50th anniversary. I believe they're hopefully still going to be on track for the 50th, and that'll be looking great. And I hope you have a wonderful time, and hopefully the world is back and rolling like it should be at that point, and you guys have a great time on your trip. Kevin, hello, welcome. And you know what? I apologize if I skipped over DVC Life, Kevin and Teresa. I think I skipped over you earlier, but hello. Always great to have you here as well. But like I said, we're here to talk about Disney Plus, Netflix, and Hulu. So let's jump over here real quick. And right now I'm on Disney Plus, and obviously we have Hulu here as well and Netflix. So I guess we would start with kind of the pricing. Let's get that out of the way. As far as, what you get for which platform, what you're paying for. We're right here on Disney Plus. If you just get the basic Disney Plus package, it's $6.99 a month. And basically all that includes is what you see here on Disney Plus, which is, Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, National Geographics. Not a ton of new content that they seem to push out as far as just on Disney Plus. That's one of the things I think is lacking most for Disney Plus is I don't want to say they maybe jump the gun too quick, but compared to what Netflix does as far as pushing out content on a very frequent basis and a lot of good content, Netflix seems to do a lot more, in my opinion. Disney is kind of riding the coattails of, we're going to open the vault and we're going to, let you experience all these things from the past, which, there's a lot of stuff on there that I have been looking for that I don't see on Disney Plus from the vault. So, not every little detail from the Disney vault is on Disney Plus right now. So that's kind of a bummer as well. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Didn't want to cough into the microphone. And then, let's see, you can also do the bundles, which we actually do the bundle here in my house, which is Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus. Now that is $12.99 for the basic package, and the basic package is basically where you can stream, I believe, 4 devices on 4 different screens. But then you jump over to Hulu, and this is where it gets kind of to be a bummer when you're paying for that $12.99 package, and that you have to deal with ads. When you start one of these, like let's pick something randomly, and a lot of times they'll come up and they'll start playing ads. So yeah, you'll see up in the my picture's actually blocking it, but this is an advertisement that you got to sit through for like 30 seconds. Sometimes they'll do another one, and then as you're watching the programs as well, they'll put like commercials in with these ads. So that's kind of a bummer in my opinion. Now you can upgrade as well to the ad-free version, which is $18.99 a month, which I guess wouldn't play the ads on Hulu. So if that's worth it to you, then by all means, that's what you should step up to. The little thumbnail, it'll give you a quick preview. So that's a good thing, a positive thing for me. But as far as paying for Netflix, they have the base is no, actually I think we have the premium here. The standard is it's in HD, full HD. You can stream on 2 screens, and that's $12.99 a month. And then the premium is HD or 4K streaming, and then you can use up to 4 screens, and that's $15.99 a month. So Netflix doesn't run any ads. It doesn't matter which one of the levels that you're on. Netflix doesn't run the ads, which I think is a huge benefit. You got to pay a little extra money to get the ad free over on Hulu, which I think is kind of a bummer. So the premium, the very highest level is $15.99 for Netflix, and the highest level bundling package, ad free, would be $18.99, which you get the Disney Plus library, and then you get the Hulu library as well. So when you're looking at Hulu right now, I was kind of bummed when I first started thinking about this. I figured Disney Plus, it's not very robust. Disney acquired 20th Century Fox, and they have all kinds of content over at Fox there that I would love to see incorporated into Disney Plus. But right now, they're utilizing Hulu to use a lot of that. All the television shows from 20th Century Fox, FX. What are some of the other ones? Fox Star Productions, Fox 21 Television, FX Productions, Fox Television Animation, 20th Century Studios, Searchlight Pictures, all that stuff is what's incorporated now over on Hulu. But it's kind of a bummer because you got to go between both platforms. So if you like that and you're willing to pay the $18.99 for the no ads, then that's fine. Netflix, I just think, is more robust right now because everything is incorporated there. All of their new releases, all of their television shows, all of their new content, their old content is all found on one platform. So you can decide as you will for that. Many of you, again, probably have both, which is great. We have both here. Hey, Resort Budgeting, welcome. What is up with you? Let's see, Dawn from Canada, welcome. Great to see you here. Kevin, Netflix is still playing a few Marvel movies. Yeah, there is some stuff still hanging around on Netflix that has not moved over to Disney Plus yet. In fact, let's see if we can, let's see what's still Marvel. Any Marvel content. Ant-Man and the Wasp is still here. Avengers Infinity War is still here. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Iron Fist. A lot of the stuff I believe was developed for Netflix already. So Into the Spider-Verse, I'm not really quite sure if this would be considered Marvel or not. I'm not sure if Marvel did this one. But yeah, there is still some stragglers there. Hopefully that will move over eventually to get over to Disney Plus. I love being able to stream. I love watching movies, on the phone, on the computer, all that stuff. that's great. But the overall experience for especially a blockbuster movie, I definitely think needs to be in a movie theater setting. So it's just the generation that we're kind of living in right now. The younger generation. This is what they're raised on. They don't so much go to the movies. It's not part of their culture, their generation to go out and spend money to go to the movies. They have it on their device. They have it at their fingertips. They want to stream. They want to see things right away. So, eventually, could it happen? Sure. They could phase out the movie theaters, and us old timers will be stuck, watching things on streaming platforms as well. But for now, I would love to get back into the theaters when it's safe to see a lot of these new productions. A lot of cool stuff. The Marvel stuff, the Mulan movie. I would definitely love to see on the big screen. Can't wait to finally see that when it finally happens. So yeah, I hope the movie theaters definitely stay in place. Street cred, we're about to destroy, or I'm sorry, not sure about destroy, but definitely change their trajectory. Many theaters are starting to convert to dine-in movie services. Yeah, I love the dining experience. You go to downtown, I'm calling it downtown Disney, to Disney Springs and have that dining experience. I would love for them to continue on with that. I think that's just a wonderful concept to be able to have a meal and then watch your film at the same time. Disney Houston's Epic Theater here in St. Augustine has put up an outdoor screen for drive-in, but they are only playing old movies. That's a great idea. Yeah, drive-ins are really starting to really sort of jump in the limelight again. I love drive-ins. I grew up near a wonderful drive-in in Ohio where I lived and used to go there all the time. And we actually have a drive-in about 25 minutes from our house here where we live now. So that's a lot of fun. But yeah, definitely you can go, you can social distance in your car and still get a great experience of seeing that movie on a big screen. Hey Bridget, much love from New Orleans. Appreciate you being here. The official Trevor, Rob, do you think it's more expensive now to stream a movie than in the theaters? They're getting up there in the price. I think it's still definitely more expensive to go to a theater. Just the overall money that you spend in a theater anymore is astronomical. So we don't do it very often, but I do appreciate the experience and will pay for the bigger movies, the blockbusters, Marvel, Star Wars, those kind of things, to definitely go into theater and see those. But yeah, it's getting up there as far as trying to stream these new release movies. I think it's like $6.99 or $7.99 to stream a new movie. Cape Six, also, I just thought of this, but can push their movie formatted away and to start producing it into 12 episodes, excluding streaming content. I like that platform. I like the fact that instead of going and making these huge movies, that you can do these episodes, kind of like The Mandalorian is doing, to where you can sort of dive into characters a little bit more. You can dive into the experience a little bit more, and you can draw these things out than just over. We saw it with the Rise of Skywalker, where they had to literally take all that content that was, I think, screwed up in the first two movies and was not handled correctly, and to try to smash all of that content and try to wrap all that up into 2 hours. And it was just it just wasn't the greatest experience. Was it a fun movie? Yeah, but they could have done a lot more as far as diving into the story a little bit more, answering more questions, and to be able to pull these out into longer episodes, I think, is a great thing. So that's one of the big benefits to the streaming services that I particularly like. Bridget, we get Netflix for free with T-Mobile. Oh, that's pretty cool. But we also get Disney Plus for some stuff, especially for my 3.5-year-old. Yeah, Disney Plus is nostalgic for, and we'll kind of take a look at this. It's nostalgic for adults, I think, when you first get it, because you're like, oh, I'm going to go through and I'm going to see, all this great content, all the old stuff that I haven't seen for so long, all the old movies through the decades. You can kind of go through the vault and, see everything, the old movies from the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, all these great cartoon shorts that I love, all these the old Disney shorts here. This is what I truly love. I mean, who doesn't love going through and watching old Mickey Mouse cartoons, Donald Duck? I mean, this just puts you in a good mood when you watch this stuff. Chip and Dale. I mean, that's just awesome. So this is where I think the nostalgia gets you for a while, and then reality kind of starts to set in after a little bit, and you figure, okay, I'm going and watching all this old content, but where's the new stuff? Where's the new content at? Let me see if I can get back to the main screen here. Let me go back to the search screen here. So like movies. This is stuff that was released already that they're releasing onto the platform. The Rise of Skywalker, Maleficent, Mistress of Evil, Artemis Fowl, which was supposed to go into the theaters. But, it didn't make it into the theaters, and now they released it on Disney Plus, which is cool. Onward, they did release here on Disney Plus. Frozen 2, instead of going directly to Blu-ray, they went right to Disney Plus, which is great. But there's not a whole lot of new content. I know they've been talking about Marvel having this plan where they're going to start doing shows and movies, and they're going to have more, new content going to Disney Plus. But that's still, kind of in the works. And of course, the pandemic has slowed a lot of that down as well. So I just think Disney Plus has sort of dropped the ball as far as keeping up with what Netflix does, is releasing new high quality content, new episodes, new shows, new movies. You got Adam Sandler over there, you got his whole group doing new movies and really great high quality movie theater movies that they're putting over on Netflix. And Disney Plus is, they released Stargirl, which was one of their new content movies, which I actually watched this movie, and I enjoyed watching it. But this is like a new content. Is this something that people are going to run out and purchase Disney Plus for new content? They need to get on the ball. They need to get this Marvel thing rolling, the Star Wars thing rolling, and just bring in some A-list actors maybe to jump on board like Netflix is doing, and have them develop series and have them develop movies specifically for Disney Plus. I think that would be a really great thing. I do recommend this Stargirl, though. It's a cute movie to watch, but it's for, it's kind of for a teen audience. It's not for, a lot of the older generation audience. Of course, they do have the Mandalorian, which was, a good series. A lot of people are on board with the Mandalorian. I think parts of it kind of just dragged along for me. It was, I didn't think there was a whole lot of character development in there. I think it was, 15, 20 minutes of, kind of talking back and forth and setting up, sort of a small plot and trying to introduce some different characters, but not really diving into the characters too much. And then you would have like 8 minutes at the end to where you'd have this really cool action scene of, people blowing things up and the Mandalorian having these epic battles and stuff like that. So as far as, the Mandalorian being something that I was really into, I watched the whole series. I appreciated it. I was shocked by the child, obviously Baby Yoda, that became a big hit. But, in all honesty, if you take the child out of it, would it have been that big of a hit? In my opinion, I don't think it would have been. The Mandalorian is a cool character, but that's kind of what you take out of it, is the Baby Yoda. Everybody got sucked into the Baby Yoda. He's cute, he's awesome. But beyond that, I didn't think there was a whole lot to it. I can't even name, any of the other characters from the series. Maybe you guys love it, and maybe I'm just in the minority here, but I compare this to you look over here to, let's see, let me find it here, let me search for it. I really got into Lost in Space over here on Netflix, and if you haven't watched this, it's actually 2 seasons. They're hour-long episodes, and I just think the overall production value for Lost in Space just buries what The Mandalorian did. The characters, the character development, the story, the plot, just the effects, the music, everything, the emotion. I was engulfed in this. I've watched this series probably 2 or 3 times already, both season 1 and 2, and I kind of compare that to The Mandalorian as far as the same genres as sort of that sci-fi sort of epic adventure, and I just thought they did a fantastic job with Lost in Space. So in my opinion, I think Disney needs to sort of step up their game to match a lot of the content again that is showing up on Netflix versus what they're doing on Disney Plus. Lock and Key was another great one that I thought they did a really great job with. If you haven't watched Lock and Key, I would highly recommend that as well. And I'm not here advocating for Netflix. I'm just saying, what personally I'm sort of into right now. So what else do we have over on Disney Plus? Seems to have a lot of behind the scenes things or stuff that they do. I haven't even watched a lot of these things. This is kind of a bummer too with Disney Plus, is you kind of look at trying to get some information about what the shows are, and they don't have like previews on here. Like you can't watch a preview as far as what like the gallery is about here. You basically just have to go into the episodes and read a little bit about each episode, but they don't have a trailer or anything that kind of shows what's going on. But this is like a behind the scenes thing. Prop culture. Movie prop collector reunites iconic Disney movie props. See, this sounds pretty cool. This is a lot of, again, behind the scenes stuff. This isn't like actual production shows, television series, movie series that they're putting out. This is what Disney is really good at. I love watching these documentary style things where they go into the parks and they follow cast members around. And I will admit that I really did enjoy the Imagineering story. This I thought was fantastic, where they go through the history of Disney. And, they would take different decades and, kind of how Disney was formulating, how Imagineering came to pass, when it started as Weta Enterprises, and then it went into Imagineering, and what Michael Eisner did versus Bob Iger, the kind of how the CEOs used Imagineering. And so this was really a lot of fun to watch. The Jeff Goldblum thing they've pushed a lot. I haven't watched this. Pixar in Real Life, I was really disappointed in. I thought this was pretty cheesy, actually. The Marvel Hero Project I haven't watched. Stargirl, like I said, I did watch that. Let me see what other folks are talking about here. See, Bridget, I've seen old Disney Channel stuff from my childhood, high school, Hannah Montana, Lizzie, Raven, Smart Guy, etc. Yeah, all that stuff is great. Yeah, I did, I really got into, and you can see it in behind me here, is my cups. I don't know which way am I going to move here. Like I have DuckTales, Darkwing Duck, Rescue Rangers, and Tailspin. I love that stuff, and those are on here. I've definitely gone and watched all of those. The old Disney cartoons, the Gummy Bears. I love the Gummy Bears from Saturday Morning as well. That was one of my favorite series. That's all on here. So again, it's all nostalgic stuff for Disney Plus. It's the new content that I really would like to see. You continue paying for, so much money a month, just to have the ability to go, where I can go into my own DVD library and pull out a lot of this stuff. And this is just personal. A lot of you may not have, access to all the old stuff, which is great. But new content, we need that stuff. Now, Hulu obviously does put out new content, but they're kind of running on a different platform. It's not, this is a lot of the 20th Century Fox stuff. And the new content that they're putting out is great, but, you don't really relate it to Disney so much now. Now, are they going to merge? Maybe some of you guys know this. I haven't looked too much into whether or not Disney and Hulu is going to merge their platforms, if they're going to continue to be separate platforms. That is the biggest bummer of all, is that you got to go back and forth to whatever content that you want. Maybe it's the fact that, are you going to put, let me jump over here. Are you going to put from Hulu, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia over on Disney Plus? Maybe not the angle that they're looking for, but, eventually, do you have, like Netflix, you can have your different profiles. Like my daughter has a profile to where we can set what she's able to watch. Disney Plus should do the same, to where they finally get content, where I can go and watch, the Love Bug movie, and then maybe I want to jump over and watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which is one of my favorite programs, and not have to jump to a different platform. So that's one thing that I would love to see in the future. Kevin, Lost in Space was awesome. Thank you for agreeing with me on that. Let's see, Kevin, the new Mickey and Minnie look is amazing. You like the new Mickey and Minnie characters. I'm an old school guy. I kind of like, it is whimsical. I like seeing Mickey change through the years, but again, I'm an old school Disney blood running through my veins, so I love old school Mickey. I love old school Disney movies and things like that. Dawn from Canada, I hear something has a big debut tomorrow. What is debuting tomorrow? Somebody's saying something about 101 Dalmatians. Kevin, Netflix has Stranger Things, another huge platform over on Netflix, Stranger Things. Again, what is jumping out from Disney Plus, aside from The Mandalorian, that is becoming part of pop culture? Stranger Things is a huge example of that. A huge thing to come out of Netflix. And I don't know how Disney Plus is competing with that kind of stuff as of right now. See, Mark, there was a Disney movie that I remember from 1975 called The Sky's the Limit. I don't understand why it's not available on Disney Plus. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that is not on there. Follow Me Boys, The World's Greatest Athlete is not on there. Summer Magic is not on there. Hot Lead and Cold Feet is not on there. Now You See Him, Now You Don't, I don't believe is on there. I could go through a ton of stuff that I have personally in my own collection that I love watching, that is not on Disney Plus as of yet. I don't know if they're waiting to add more content, but the vault definitely still has some hidden containers in it that they did not release everything that I can see. They do have Spin and Marty on there. Spin and Marty I loved watching. They do have I believe Zorro is on there. The old, not Daniel Boone, but Davy Crockett stuff is on there. That's really great to go back and watch as well. Let's see here. Street Cred, they also started pulling out Walt Disney's old TV specials, such as the story of animated drawing. I do like that kind of stuff. They put out, where's it at here? Let me go to the home screen. Yeah, like the story of the animated drawing. That looks really cool. I want to watch that. There's another one on here as well. Walt and El Grupo. This is the story of basically how Saludos Amigos and the Three Caballeros was done. You know, the inspiration behind that. So I love that kind of stuff. That really makes me happy to see this stuff. So, you know, it's worth it to have this kind of stuff. If Disney continues to put out this kind of content that is great, and it does, you know, touch the heart of a lot of Disney fans, but, you know, to compete for the overall dollar, I just personally think Disney needs to step up the game and get into getting great original content out there. Again, you know, you go over to Netflix and let's go to the latest. You know, they got the Space Force. I watched this. This was okay. I mean, I'd give this about a B as far as, you know, overall content. But it has, you know, it has your A-listers, but I can't remember his name now. What is his name? Why can't I remember his name?
It has always been my...
But big A-listers, like I said, Adam Sandler. The other one was the... this was a hilarious movie. Was what was it called? The Wrong Missy. This was another really good... trying to find... Why can't I find the information on this? Come on. Okay, there we go. So yeah, David Spade, another big name that they have on here. A lot of comedy stuff that I'm personally into. But you can see Murder Mystery. There's another one. The Other Hood. The Do-Over. This is all content movies that were original for Netflix. Wine Country. You know, you got some other A-listers in here. Dead to Me. The Order. The Week of. Adam Sandler is huge all over here. The Lovebirds. This was a pretty funny original Netflix movie. I watched this too. This was actually a lot of fun to watch. The Crown, another huge series that was developed for Netflix. You know, big production, huge storylines, great acting, and just a lot. You can tell there's a lot of money and a lot of production value that goes into what Netflix is doing versus what I think Disney is doing. You know, am I happy that they brought on Kevin Feige and Jon Favreau to take over a lot of the Star Wars stuff? I think they're going to really do some wonderful things with that. Looking forward to, you know, Star Wars especially, because I think Star Wars needs to have its hand held and go in another direction and really start developing some new series, some new characters. But that, again, that's going to take a couple years to do. They're just in the talks of doing this. They're you know, Marvel is in the talks of doing these new series and new movies, and, you know, are we going to get the what were they doing? I just blanked out here. Yeah, well, they're doing new Marvel stuff. They have their timeline. So, but again, that's in the future. You know, we're paying for it now. I want content now, and I don't want to jump over to Hulu to look for this content over here. For me personally, I'm kind of, as I turn on my computer, I'm usually turning on Netflix first, and each time I turn it on, something new is popping up for me. There's a new trailer, there's a new movie, there's a new series produced just for Netflix that's coming on. So there's always something that's worth paying for on Netflix. So I check that out first, and then when I'm like, some of this, I've watched this, I've watched that, I want to go back to some nostalgia. I'll jump over here, back to Disney Plus. And you can see, obviously, what my recommendations are. I like seeing these older movies, Computer Who Wore Tennis Shoes, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Stuff I've already been watching. It's funny, the Simpsons movie, I'm not on the right screen here. Okay, this is better here. The Simpsons movie, I love this movie. I think it's hilarious. I love The Simpsons. I love watching this movie. But I was trying to figure out, why Disney may not merge some of the 20th Century Fox stuff over to Disney Plus. And I'm like, well, maybe the content is a little too risky. Steve Carell, that was the name I was looking for. Thank you, Mark, for throwing that up there. Couldn't think of his name. But, I was going through and thinking, well, what's risky? The Simpsons movie is pretty risky as far as, good old wholesome Disney content. There's a scene in here to where Bart is skateboarding, and he's going through, and I think I probably have it queued up because I was watching it. You can see right here, so Bart is actually skateboarding, and you can see his naked rear end. There's a scene where he's actually going through the fence, and I think they're going to show it here. But as far as Disney goes, they aired this on Disney Plus where they show his part right there. So you can't tell me, unless Disney has totally overlooked the fact that was in the movie and they missed it, but you can't tell me that they can't put some more risky content onto Disney Plus, move it over from Hulu and put it onto Disney Plus to have a better platform. And then could you, again, have the profile set up, to where you don't want your kids watching certain things. But, I don't think you're going to get more risky than that, showing Bart, naked skating down the road on a Disney platform. So I thought that was pretty funny. What else here? Let's see what everybody else is saying. Mr. Tom Morrow, Netflix and Prime are necessities. Disney Plus is a great addition for cheap. Netflix and Amazon Prime, that's another good one too. I didn't really get into that too much, but yeah, a lot of people do have the Amazon Prime. Yeah, right now Disney Plus, you're right. It just seems like more of an add-on for nostalgia, unless you really want to go to Hulu and then you're paying to get ad-free $18.99 a month, to watch with no ads on Hulu. So overall, I think they just need to combine those two platforms together. And hopefully they're working on that. They're going to figure that out. Let's see here. Street Cred, we tend to subscribe based on season. Summertime tends to be boring for Hulu and Netflix, so we put a hold on subscription and restart in the fall or the spring. Yeah, that's a good point. Hulu's really good for having the newer shows come out, the newer television shows. So if you're into series that might be on, other I don't know if they have like ABC and stuff on here. Well, Disney owns ABC, but you can see a lot of the newer shows on here. So in the fall, it's probably good to have, so you can go and watch the newer episodes of those shows. Let's see, Cape 6 Disney Plus subscriber count has been going up every month. They are not going to keep adding more until it flatlines or goes down. Maybe that's a great point. Maybe the world just has to finally say, what am I paying for here? What am I paying out of my pocket each month to have, a lot of these movies that are just older content? And again, you're paying for nostalgia. Do you want to pay every month for that? I think Disney was smart. At first they offered that, was it $69 for the year, $70 for the year to get you signed on board, because I think maybe they thought, once people were on paying monthly, they might get a little bored of it because they weren't going to release a whole lot of new content. So they got people just to pay that one lump sum right off the bat, so they would, get your money, right out of the bank. you know, maybe that was the overall concept, but, you know, we still pay for it monthly. You know, I do like the, having the Hulu. There's some stuff on there that I do like. I don't like watching it with the ads. We have the medium tier one. The ads are kind of a bummer, but it is what it is. Kevin, kind of off topic, but Quibi is a new streaming service headed by Jeffrey Katzenberg. I did see some commercials with that for that Quibi. I'll have to check that out. I haven't looked much into that, but I will definitely check it out if it's something definitely looking at. Mark, Disney Plus has a serious security flaw. Specifically, if anyone tries to break into your account and they click can't remember password or whatever, they will lock your account. I didn't know that. I'm not sure for how long it locks for. I know some accounts will do that, kind of a pain in the neck, because I've actually forgotten my password a few times and had to go through that process. I'm going to take a drink here. I apologize. My mouth is getting extremely dry. But yeah, that's kind of a bummer if it locks just after a few times. Let's see here. Dawn from Canada, someone who is paying, let's see, someone who is going to be on someone else's channel. Mr. Cruise Fever, welcome. I didn't see you there before, Mr. Cruise Fever. Always great to have you here. Kevin, the history of how the Disney Vault came to be is interesting. Frank, hey, welcome. I didn't see you here either. Let me go back here and see if anybody else is logged on that I can say hello to. All right, I think I got everybody. But what are some great recommendations? I mean, what are you guys out there watching? If you have Netflix, if you have Disney Plus, you know, what's on your list right now as far as to watch? You're on Hulu. You know, what do you log on to first? Do you automatically go to Disney Plus? Do you automatically go to Netflix? Like I said, I'm on Netflix first, looking around. Another thing that I like about Netflix a little bit more is the ability to get these little previews. So, you know, if I want to look at the Ridiculous 6 here, it'll actually show me a preview of what I'm looking at here. It gives you the little trailer, and you can just hover over it and, you know, kind of figure out what I want to watch here. The Bad News Bears, which I think was an awful remake of the original Bad News Bears. Zohan, this is a funny movie. But, you know, you go over to Disney Plus and you don't really get that option. So I wish Disney Plus would do something like that. Like I said, you kind of have to click on it. Gives you a little description here, but then there's no preview. There's no trailer or anything about the Rocketeer. So, you know, I got to actually go in and play the movie in order to see it. So kind of a bummer. As far as the platforms go, as far as playing the movies, they seem pretty similar. You know, stop, pause, you can rewind a little bit, you can fast forward a little bit. You know, you can always full screen, you can go back here, you have your volume up and down. Netflix has Back to the Future, so that's already a win in my book. Back to the Future, I think, is probably one of the greatest movies that's ever been made. Hopefully, there's a lot of people in agreement with that. But this is Back to the Future 2. But as far as the platform for this goes as well, you know, you have your volume control over here. You have your rewind, your pause button. You can go full screen.
The justice system works swiftly. The future now that they've abolished all lawyers.
Some audio options here.
Next week, a daughter attempts to break him out of jail, and she gets sent up for 20
Something
years.
wrong, tell us. So very simple platforms, and they're pretty similar there.
This one event starts a chain reaction that completely destroys your entire family.
I would love to sit here and watch Back to the Future.
And America's greatest living folk
Might have to do that after the stream.
one and only Biff Tannen.
good stuff. Hulu, their platform. Let's pick something here. The Great. I believe this is a new series that's on right now.
The following is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
So this is for mature audiences, which we're all a bunch of kids here. We're not mature, so I don't know if we should watch this. Just kidding. Okay, so you have your volume down here. You have some settings. You know, you can pick your quality, best available. Can your pause and your play button. You can rewind. You can fast forward a little bit. You can go full screen. This, you can minimize the screen. This is kind of cool, where you can minimize and then you can kind of look through the platform itself.
I overheard my father talking last night.
And still watch what you're
that you have practically no money and that you
loving down here. Doogie Howser, this is awesome. I actually have Doogie Howser on DVD. Really, really great stuff from back in the 80s.
Optimism and happiness.
Okay, so let's see. Dale did to try CBS Now with the Star Trek and Picard shows. CBS Now, yeah, that's yeah, if they have the Star Trek stuff over there, that Picard thing looks pretty cool too. I did see a preview for that, so that looks like a lot of fun. Mark, been watching Rectify on Netflix. The Go for Me. Let's see, it's called Rectify. So what is that? I have not heard of that one. So Rectify. Let's see here if they'll play the That's not what I wanted to do. I was trying to get a preview of it. Come on. So no preview set up for this one. Let's see. Convicted of a rape and murder at age 18, Daniel Holden spends nearly 20 years on death row until DNA evidence brings the verdict into question. Yeah, that does sound pretty good, actually. My wife would probably be into that for sure. She likes that kind of stuff. Let's see here. Jack, The Mandalorian, the BTS series. We did look at that a little bit. I think The Mandalorian is definitely popular over on Disney Plus. And the behind the scenes series as well. I haven't had a chance to watch that yet, but I do want to watch a lot of that behind the scenes stuff. Let's see. Tell me to go to the extras. Did I miss details? Am I missing something here? He said go to extras. Mark, you do agree with the Back to the Future? Awesome. It's like definitely one of my favorite movies. You can actually see it right back here. You can see that. It's my Back to the Future trilogy, the 30th anniversary edition back there. Disney Laurie, welcome. Howdy, Rob. Hope you and your family have been doing good. We have been. Always great to have you here. Appreciate that. Continue watching for Rob. See, I was actually watching Back to the Future already. Once Upon a Time, still over here on Netflix. Not sure why this hasn't moved over to Disney Plus. That's another one that I think should definitely be over on Disney Plus. Turn, Washington Spies. This is absolutely worth watching. I love Turn, Washington Spies. I've actually seen this. It's 4 seasons, and these are like hour-long episodes as well. And I've watched this probably 3 or 4 times over and over again because it's just that good. Amazing acting. Production value again is great. I literally was like in shock through a lot of these episodes. towards the end of like episode or the end of season 3 and season 4, literally in tears for a lot of it. If you're really looking for something great, you don't even really have to be like a history buff. This is basically about how the spies helped win the American Revolution. And it's amazing. The character development in here is outstanding. The acting is outstanding. The sceneries are outstanding. Just beautifully done. So I would highly recommend watching this. Mark, go to extras on any selection on Disney Plus to find the trailers. All right, we're going to check this out here. All right, so there's extras. So this is, okay, so here's the trailer for The Rocketeer.
How do I look?
Like a hood ornament.
All right, so we can see a trailer there. That's good. There was some that, let me go back and check, because I thought that I did look in extras for some of these. Let's go back to originals and check out extras. Okay, so this is actually going to be a trailer for... Okay, so maybe I was missing this.
Infectious. So much of this process is about problem solving and making breakthroughs.
Everyone is coming with their own experiences.
Sorry, I was on the wrong screen.
Galaxy that can support it.
And then also have a group of filmmakers who were not afraid to jump in.
It's hard to believe, all these years later, there's such energy around new stories in this world.
The volume put me back in a set as if it was built.
The outside is all video walls, and the top is a video wall.
That was, for me, one of the most rewarding experiences as someone who just loves Star Wars.
It was like one of the weirdest and best things that ever happened with Werner. He was acting against the baby, and he started directing the baby directly. I'm trying to direct Werner, who's now directing the puppet. He was telling us we needed to...
So this does look pretty cool, especially they have Feige and Favreau in there, who I really think will do a great job. They did, they took over some of this, a lot of the stuff for Marvel. Favreau obviously directed The Lion King and The Jungle Book, the live action ones. So he really does some amazing stuff. I have a lot of respect for Favreau, and Feige just knows Star Wars like the back of his hand. So that'll be very cool to see. But it's actually good that we do have the previews in there. It's A Dog's Life. Let me go to extras here.
We love our dogs, and we'd do anything for them.
Such a good boy.
Join Disney legend Bill Farmer, the voice of Goofy and Pluto, celebrating all they do for us.
You found me!
Discover the countless ways our furry friends make our lives better.
Way to go, JoJo!
When our 6 feet crossed that finish line, it felt wonderful. It's the love you feel for a pet and so much more.
It's A Dog's Life with Bill Farmer, only on Disney Plus.
So again, it's something cute. Is it something that I would get up in the morning and say, the first thing I got to do is watch A Dog's Life with Bill Farmer? I don't think so. And this seems to be kind of the caliber that Disney is sticking with right now as far as Disney Plus goes, is just kind of putting out these feel-good, things like this. A lot of animal stuff that I see. Behind the scenes stuff, Disney fairy tale weddings, and it's not there yet. They have a lot farther to go, I think. Just personally, I think they have a lot farther to go to catch up to to what Netflix is doing as far as the original content that they're releasing. Rain was another good one on here. This was another good series that I watched. Andy Griffith. I'm a huge Andy Griffith fan. Watch Andy Griffith all the time. House of Cards was great. This Kimmy Schmidt was great too. All right, let's. This is a good one. The Florida Project. If you have not seen The Florida Project yet, I highly recommend watching this movie. This movie is based on living here in Central Florida in a very sort of poor culture, living in the hotels down on 192, and they have the Magic Castle hotel that they're living in down there, and they show all of the nostalgic things down 192. A lot of the merchandise shops down there, Twisty Treat, and just all the areas down through 192 that's sort of outside of Disney. It's this world of, you have this magical place that's Disney World, but on the outskirts of Disney, you have people that are just living their normal lives, like, us as being one of them. And, some people are living in poverty, and some people are living in these hotels, and, it's just, but a lot of the people, they actually do work at Disney. They work for Disney. It's brilliantly made. The film, it's an adult film for sure. There's a lot of swearing. There's a lot of adult content in it, but an amazing film to go and see all about Central Florida. And we've actually gone through and found, like, I got obsessed with this, is going through and finding all the filming locations for this, because it's just so awesome to see, where they filmed all these pieces of the movie. And I was thinking about putting together, a filming locations video for this movie. But if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend watching it. But again, it's very adult content. I wouldn't watch it with your kids. These three kids in here are amazing little actors, and they do such a great job. So definitely check that out. Let me see if I can. William Dafoe was in it as well. Let me see if I can get the trailer up for it. Where'd it go? Come on, you. Is it gonna play for me?
And strawberries and blueberries and...
All right, let's try this again.
I want strawberry waffle with extra warm syrup. And I want eggs, bacon, and strawberries and blueberries and Coke, root beer and lemonade, Sprite.
You sure that's it? You can order more. I told you anything you want.
I actually want extra bacon. Lots of bacon. And fresh jelly. Don't forget that.
You got all that? You got money to pay for this? Don't worry about my pockets. I got money. Okay.
And I got money too.
I have an idea. You want to have a burping contest?
Are you serious?
I know you want to have a burping contest. You go first.
Okay.
Seriously, this little girl in here is amazing. She does an amazing job in this movie.
That was a good one. You got another one?
Yeah.
I don't think it got nominated for an Oscar, but a lot of people were kind of bummed that it didn't get nominated for an Oscar. Just a really great movie, really well done, and all about like Central Florida. You see all kinds of stuff down 192, all the outskirts of Walt Disney World, and kind of how things are on the outside of this magical kingdom in Central Florida. Cape Six, do you think that the new Star Wars hotel will be as immersive as they claim? I think that it will. I think that, from what you see that they did with Rise of the Resistance, and the experience of, I was thinking, oh, this is going to be cool when you go and ride this ride, and then once you actually have the experience of going through Rise of the Resistance, and how they literally take you from inside the theme park and they pull you into the movie. You literally feel like you are part of that movie, and everything is just around you is just huge and overwhelming, and your senses are just being engulfed within that whole experience. You know, if they have the ability to do that in like a 17-minute attraction, I definitely think they're going to have the ability to do it in their resort. Now, obviously, you can take yourself out of the moment in any way, shape, or form. I'm sure they're going to have fire exits and things like that. You can always exit the building. But, you know, I think the whole experience is literally going to be, you know, if I want to go out to my car, you know, I'm going to have to take, you know, the transport to get out of, you know, out of space and get down to Earth, or, you know, wherever, Galaxy's Edge or whatever, how it's going to work to get out. And they're going to engulf you into that. So everywhere you look inside, it's going to be all Star Wars. It's going to be all part of this universe. And you're not going to be able to see any of the outside world. You know, for urgent situations and stuff, I'm sure you're just going to be able to walk out. But 99.9% of the time, you're going to be immersed in this experience. And if they can pull the elements that they did in from Rise of the Resistance into the hotel, even a fraction of that, I think they're going to do very well. And, you know, I think people are going to have to go in there with a mindset to be a part of the hotel and the experience as well. So, you know, if you go in there and you're, you know, being kind of a jerk about it and you're causing issues and, you know, pulling people out of the moment, then that'll be kind of a bummer. But I think if you're paying that amount of money, you know, this isn't $100 a night to go stay at this place. What is it, like $2,500 to stay there for 2 nights or something like that? So you're paying that kind of money. You're paying for the experience. And I think Disney will provide that experience. I just drove by that the other day, and the outside of it does look pretty cool. It looks like, you know, when in Return of the Jedi, when they're down on Endor and they're trying to blow up the satellites that have the force field, and they're trying to break into that little bunker, just that look of sort of that stone front and kind of those angled, that Star Wars building, that's kind of what it looks like. They really have that feel from that. So, you know, from what you see from the outside, you're going to be going into this space station or whatever in this ship, and you're going to launch into space, and they're going to have you from there. So I think it's going to be a great project once it's done. Mr. Cruise Fever, hello everyone, saying hello to everyone. Cape 6, I can't wait to try the space restaurant. On the topic of needed to ride in and out of the venue, yeah, that's going to be the other one. You know, to get in and out of space 220, you know, you're going to have to go up the space elevator and come back down. That may not be as dramatic as the Star Wars hotel. I think you're actually launching in a spaceship and going up to the hotel at that point. The restaurant is just going to be like a space elevator, so probably won't take as long. You'll get in the elevator, you'll come down, it'll be 30 seconds, and boom, you're back on Earth, and you're out the door. So, but that should be just as immersive, I'm hoping, you know, kind of engulfing you in the screens and everything up there. So I think that's it overall. That's kind of what I wanted to touch on, just getting some overall ideas of what people are watching. And personally, like I said, you know, the first thing I log on to is Netflix. I go through Netflix. I like seeing what Netflix has to offer as far as new content. And then when I'm done with that, I will jump over to Disney Plus for, again, that nostalgia. If I want to go back and watch some Mickey Mouse cartoons or watch an old Disney movie, that's all I'm pretty much getting out of Disney Plus right now. I will throw Hulu into there. I started watching Hulu a little bit more for some original content and TV shows and things like that, just because of, you know, they have the 20th Century Fox acquisition now, and that's more what Hulu is. But overall, they need to combine this platform somehow, or have some sort of an accessibility to get back and forth without having to go platform to platform. Once they find that combination, I think Disney Plus will dominate Netflix at that point. And if they can get their original content together, get some, like I said, some A-list actors on board, you know, get the Star Wars back in motion, get Marvel and those things, and just have, you know, they need to pull this 20th Century content, 20th Century Fox content, and really start utilizing that on their platforms and in the parks too. In a new park would be amazing if they started using more of that content. There's so much great stuff over there. So that is my overall opinion. If you guys agree with that, that would be your own opinion, of course. Do what makes you happy. It's your money, and pay for what you think is best for you. That's kind of the options. That's what the platforms look like. Hopefully that will help someone who's going back to watch this video just to get a feel of what they want to spend their money on. Hopefully it gives you a really live look as far as interacting. That's why I wanted to do this live. What's it like to interact with these platforms, to jump back and forth and to go through each one, and how easy are they, to search through things and stuff like that. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that content. I think that's should probably do it for tonight. And actually, give me 1 second here. Before I jump off here, I got to take a look at one thing. Okay, sorry about that. Tomorrow, actually, I am going to be over on That Crazy Disney Lady's channel. If you haven't subscribed to her yet, definitely go check out That Crazy Disney Lady. She's over on YouTube, and she does some amazing live streams. And I'm going to be over on her channel. We're going to be talking about a lot of great stuff on, a lot of Disney stuff, a lot of Disney park stuff, and just having a lot of fun. That's going to be at 6 p.m. tomorrow, so definitely go check her channel out. I believe she is live right now. Let me see what's going on with her. I will, I'm going to plug her right now, actually. Let me get some full screen. So there she is. That's Tanya. That's That Crazy Disney Lady. Robin, and she usually has some different guests on, some people who watch her show, and some people who just love Disney. So I'm going to be a guest on there tomorrow, again at 6 o'clock, and we will have a lot of fun with her tomorrow, so check that out. It would be much appreciated. Until then, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate everyone as always. I hope you enjoyed the content, and we will get back into the parks very soon. I promise you that. Disney Lori, she is great. I'm sure a lot of you already do watch her. We throw subscribers back and forth and try to support each other's channels. So she's really a lot of fun over there. So again, thanks for everybody for being here, and I hope you have a wonderful night. And I'm going to go watch Back to the Future, and you guys go watch what you love. And we'll talk to you very, very